differences. I think there's a lot more experience on the FURIA side, just international experience as well, not just LAN experience. But I would get that slight edge in threes to FURIA, but that's not to say F16 can't win one of these. I know we were talking to Lawler before we hopped on here, and I think he said that he was looking at a 3-0 for F16, but I'd be shocked if FURIA couldn't at least split the 3v3.
Yeah, I think like you hit on earlier today in the broadcast, where threes are kind of the make or break for a lot of teams in this style tournament. I think that's been absolutely true throughout, and the sample size has been pretty good so far. It's teams that survive threes and have a good ones player, you're probably going to be okay. But getting into this one, for both these squads, again, trying to fight for top 8. If you qualify and you win this event, or excuse me, this matchup, excuse me, you then move forward into a single elim best of 7 for the rest of the weekend in the playoff bracket, and every match you win from there on out is an extra 100K in your pocket, which that's quite a bit.
Yeah, it's just a bit more than some pocket change, as already a couple shots here have rung on both nets, both frames, as FURIA in the orange trying to attack here. And I do think this is going to be a very fast-paced lobby. I mean, FURIA and Sam across the board has been known for their speed, and of course Mina definitely getting that reputation as well. So you kind of have two bullet trains heading at each other here in this 3v3 matchup.
Already we've seen trading shots very quickly. Both teams feeling comfortable individually take the ball up on their lonesome. As Card was trying to get cheeky with it through the corner, looking for an extension from potentially Kaio, but instead it will be killed back out to midfield. Taken away for a chance, and we're seeing these constant attacks right when the recovery happens on the defensive side, where F16 are not leaving anything up for chance.
The loss, not getting a touch there, but that one hit too hard by Kaio still. In possession of Yan, the man that you definitely want to have a hold of the ball for FURIA, especially in the attacking third. Good demo comes out, shot, looking to be on target, and still F16 able to get back. Good defensive coverage there, even with the demo, but you can kind of see FURIA getting the better of F16 right off the rip here. Yan looking for another touch. That one's down to below, and it sneaks into Rawas. Yan able to break the deadlock here in the first couple minutes.
Yeah, depth perception is hard. I think it might have just sped up on him, and watch how he punches it down. It's very difficult to make that read right as Yan is making the touch, but in the end, FURIA do capitalize on which was essentially a covered net. Everybody was back for F16. It didn't even matter. Off the kickoff, though, it was FURIA who had first possession, but F16 will get it right back.
I think F16 adjusting here, a couple of missed touches, and that's not usual of F16, especially out of the loss. I know that was a tough one to read regardless, but still. You expect a different level of consistency. Clears now trying to put something together. A Wasp going to strike as that one comes off Clears again. FURIA now looking for a counter. Lots of boost for FURIA to work with. That one dropped down wonderfully. Follow-up was there. And a great play from FURIA. The shot, unfortunately, directly at the only defender in net. And F16 are able to get out.
Still waiting for the next brick to fall right now. Great pinch that could have set up potential center. Ball still in play for the moment for FURIA before eventually they will have to recover. Kaio going to play it down. We've seen more and more of that as this weekend has gone on. More players electing to use the ceiling and get for a bounce pass, so let alone a shot. It's been dangerous and defenses have had trouble reading it. Great recovery all the way around.
What a touch from Clears. And he's the one who pushed it downfield anyways. He kind of just chased after it. Kaio, not the best touch into that corner. Clears absolutely knew what page he was on and when he was going to turn it. As he reads that touch, dunks it home, and F16 finally on the board here to tie things up.
Maybe that is the type of series we're in for. If that's the case, I'm in for it, man. Let's get it going. We got a minute 40 to play. This game one's gone by very quickly. Both teams getting themselves a goal. Great center, great shot, and Kaio gets the lead.
Yeah, that's great work there from FURIA. Getting involved, especially on the back wall here, and getting that second touch. You see how crucial these second touches to the back wall, even if they're not threatening the net. They set up the next player to come through and bait that first defender and buy just enough space for FURIA to poke through. They're able to regain their lead very quickly. F16 really had to work for their first goal. See if they can get one here a little bit quicker, as this is a scary sight. Yan trying to threaten off the ceiling, not able to follow up.
Could be coming a chance for a counterattack before that stall out from FURIA. A quick shot will have to force the save. As F16 trying to mount the defensive hold, have plenty of boost to be able to do so for the moment. That one a little bit too high. But FURIA keeping all members up now, past the midfield line. Challenging right on the offensive third into the goal line. Card slowing it to the sidewall. He will give it right back. And FURIA take it away again. These clears and these passes have been so pinpoint.
FURIA trying to buy a bit of insurance here. That's not the touch they wanted. In fact, there's no touch. Here comes Clears. Shot on target and a big save on the goal line. Still F16 trying to threaten another weak shot. Bumps trying to be introduced by F16, but FURIA able to get out of the way and out of their own side here. 30 seconds left to go.
Quality challenge. And a great 50 from Clears to get it back out. Card playing it high off the ceiling, but that's dangerous right in front of the box. Wow. It will get saved. Heads up play from FURIA to stack bodies onto the goal line. But it's still alive, still up in the air. Clears the demo, the shot, and perfect from F16.
And that's the space they needed, just a small demo inside the box. And it was Rawas that chased after the man that was going to clear it to the corner, and that's great follow-up from Clears. F16 able to tie it up here with 6 seconds left to play.
Wow, that is just perfect execution altogether in the end. And you talked about it, they've been setting that up for a while. Off the kickoff, Clear's going to keep it up. How long will it last? Not very, as FURIA will get it to golden goal opportunity in game 1. We expect this series to be relatively close, but as high-powered as it has been, FURIA still trying to find that opening break. On the other side, the response has been pretty excellent from F16.
Clutch there from F16, but now they have an opportunity to close it out. You have to have ice twice in that situation. They've already completed step 1. They get themselves to an overtime, but FURIA has certainly been threatening on offense here the first 30 seconds. F16 trying to change that. Follow-up incoming and a big block from FURIA. Still F16 all over them. The speed picking up. Clears can't land on it. And Yan here to collect the boost and ball, getting bullied off it. Now Rawas, flip reset. Over one. Follow-up was there, but Kaio to clear it away.
The defense is working for FURIA, but it's a little scary. They're like 1/2 second away from getting picked apart, and rolling right under is Card. Another instance where you're thinking F16 might have the save there, but instead FURIA take advantage, and that's 2 goals. It could have been much, much different. In the end, though, a game 1 win for FURIA regardless, and a 1-0 series lead.
And a great follow-up there by FURIA. That one coming clean off the backboard is not something that you want. Now the curiosity kind of sets in here to know what F16 want to do. I think both 2s and 3s, or excuse me, 2s and 1s, they're very strong in. And as I said coming into this, I do think FURIA is probably stronger in 3s. And it's a bit more of a toss-up as you enter 2s and 1s. So we'll see what they want. It looks like they might be picking a 1v1 just by the way they're acting there.
Yeah.
And I would assume if it would be Rawas being sent out by F16, and of course Yan to meet him by FURIA, which would be a banger of a second game.
Here we go, baby. Yeah, I think we are getting 1s now, just kind of given the way that not only the coach has propped himself, but trying to read the expressions of the players, which is pretty much impossible. But we will find out in a moment as we take a look at the replays of that game 1. And, you know, both teams had their opportunities for sure, but it did seem that the defense was like 100% good for FURIA at times, and on the other side for F16, it was like 99%, which was just as good, but that one small change led way to the opening goal for FURIA and then the overtime winner.
This is such a great demo there, just in the highlights on your screen. Again, clutch from F16, but not clutch enough. Yan getting over that first man and Clears, and you know FURIA are going to crash the net. It's something that we talk about so much at the majors as well. FURIA just so aggressive inside of that box. It will be the 1v1. And it will be the one that we expected. Rawas taking on Yan. Brazil versus Saudi Arabia. In a 1v1 for the ages here in game 2.
It's a little bit, a tingle. I can't wait to get into it. It's going to be fun. As Rawas won the opening kickoff and will win the second and third touch as well, trying to restabilize, but Yan quickly killing it back out. We'll grab boost. That one's on target. Won't get saved any stretch. And just puts it on an absolute dime.
Yeah, Rawas had control early, but Yan just instantly taking this shot, recognizing that it'd be tough for Rawas to get back in time. He was so close to getting that touch, but great recognition, good game sense there. As the first 30 seconds goes FURIA's way.
We expect this one to be a high shooting affair. And so far, we're about 30 seconds in. We've already got a goal. Roas, you've talked him up so much. And of course, he is, you know, one of the brothers in that duo group. Whether it's a tendency or the approach and the style, looking at all the regions that have had success with their ones players as of late, what is it about this young player moving forward that we potentially will be seeing him more in the LCS? What is it about him that stands out to you?
Well, again, we talked about it earlier. It is certainly the consistency from him and the strength of his ones play that he's able to kind of transfer into his threes play. That's just a quality challenge win there from Roas. Yeah, and I don't know how many of those he wants to take in the midfield. But, you know, I mean, that's a lot of MENA players, right? Is they play a lot of twos, they play a lot of ones, and they just get so darn good at it. And a lot of these players, even for ones that are, you know, I guess the one specialists, like here in FURIA, you know, I don't know how much Yan really would play the 1v1s because of, you know, his obligation to his 3v3 roster. And a lot of players don't like playing ones after they get on a good threes team. But Yan's certainly doing a good job keeping Roas at bay there. Now it's his turn to attack. Up into the air. We can't get over Roas, and he still has boost to work with as Roas kind of struggles to get this one out, taking multiple touches and a follow-up. Boost to work with for Yan, takes his time. Very patient to put that one away, and he's back in the lead.
You don't got to do too much. Just finish the job. And he does it here. Wins the interception right back. A little slothful little touch. Boop. Right through. And yeah, it's fun watching these two specific players go together and how they're competing, because even on the kickoffs, like once the ball kind of dribbles away, they're around each other very quickly, and they're kind of like reading each other's movements, which obviously is normal, but you can tell that the chess match is happening in real time. Like, they're constantly aware of what potentially is up next. Great flip and a tie game.
And this was just good recognition here from Roas. You could see the positioning from Yan. He was not in a very defensible spot, kind of sideways, and then when he backed up, Roas knew he could beat him. Great flick there over the side and speed to follow up. And as much as what you're doing on the ball matters, it's what the opposition is doing as they shadow you downfield. And again, a great read there from Roas. Like you said, it is much of a chess match and trying to predict what the other side's going to do. Yan tries to get the air dribble bump, and Roas very smartly stays behind it. And Yan sent back to the drawing board.
A lot of time in this one still left to go. Roas now hunting under the ball, trying to poke it free towards the middle of the field. Jan's not letting him get anything for free. Again, circling around the backboard. We've kept the ball here on this side of the blue half for 20 seconds or so. Finally, a chance. Big pinch. And he'll get the corner grab over again, and that's great commitment all the way through. Once you had enough boost, he had enough power to get it high enough. Roas did all he could, but you can only hold off for so long.
And that's what you got to do when you know the opposition is low on boost. Certainly taking advantage of Roas struggling to get a quality clear. And yeah, very patient here in this game. Just kind of letting Roas make his own mistakes, kind of dig his own grave as he chips away with lower boost. As another one comes in for Yan off the kickoff. Yan starting to run away with this one in game 2.
Yeah, I don't think it's the fact that the lead's now 4-2. It's more of the frequency in which these goals are happening, because you get kind of a mind game that takes a while to get going. Eventually, Yan capitalizes, and right off the kickoff, just quick read and quick execution. Now, if we do see Roas eventually get a third goal, which I think we will, obviously, like, this could be a very different game between 4-3 and 5-2. I think in this situation, you would love for Yan to go up by another, because at that point, it's basically forcing Roas to have to overexert himself to get a goal.
And this one, an opportunity, excuse me, from Yan. Low boost made that one a little bit more difficult than it might have looked. Roas, good recovery. Yan again, just seems like he's always on attack. Good save from Roas. A good little fake there to bring it down. He's won the challenge again. That's the second time we've seen Roas take a challenge like that and win it outright. Great patience again from Roas. Knowing how Yan has been playing, especially because he's been quite patient on the offensive third. And I think Roas kind of recognizes that and took advantage here.
Yeah, and just knowing that, one, he didn't have a lot of boost, so he was going to have to stay directly on top of the ball if there was going to be any challenge. And once he did get possession, grab every small pad in front of you and get out with your life, get out of dodge. And he did just that. It worked out. And the difference between a 4-3 game and a 5-2 is massive. I don't care if it's just ones. Like, mentality-wise, reestablishing something and getting momentum back is massive, as Yan will try to play it through the corner. And now a chance for Roas to tie up this game.
Yan went for the mid boost here. Wasp couldn't do much with it. Yan now looking to try and cut this one across, but a good patience again from Wasp. Yan will try his luck in the sky for Wasp to meet him. Wasp went back down and looking for the pinch. The bump will come through, and Yan will put away a 5th. Again, patience paying off from Yan as he brings this one down.
Great extra touch right there, and the bump, like, puts it on the exact height he needed to be able to clear that player away. Yan has 5 goals on 14 shots, and I think that's the takeaway for me. And I know that there's usually a high amount of them, but 14, especially on a player like Ross, and I think the way in which they have come has not just been like long passes up the midfield or trying to take a shot from the sidewall. It has been, as this should be a 6th goal.
He's got it.
It has been pressure on the goal line, and it hasn't stopped.
Truly incredible stuff from Yan. And in a game where it feels like Rawas has really had the challenge game go in his favor, when he brings the ball on top of his hood to try and make something happen on offense, Yan instantly denies, and a quality challenge there from him, doubling the score of his opposition. Less than a minute to go, of course. That's plenty of time. But the pressure certainly on Rawas here, as he's going to have to come up with something and do it quickly.
Got a lot of rephrase. You have a bit of time. Granted, yeah, you're like you said, you're gonna have to do something quickly, but it just seems like Yan has him read. Like every single play, whether it's quickly stalling out, kind of poke checking him out, it's been quick.
Oh my goodness, Rawas.
I'll show you.
And that's a tough one to read if you're Yan. Not only getting the flip reset, but then taking it back into the air dribble and then using it as you get closer to Yan. And I mean, it's just so tough as the last man to get a read on that. Obviously, he saw the flip reset come through, but he can use it at any time, and using the air dribble as well is so smart from Rawas. And a little bit of time left on the clock, but unfortunately, not in his favor at the moment. Rawas got to score with something left on the clock here. Yan throwing it towards the net. Rawas just can't find anything. Not enough time on the clock. Yan, a worldly performance here against Rawas in the 1v1.
And a very composed one at that. Like, this is a matchup that could have been very, very different given a nice little cheeky smile. It could have been very, very different given the prowess of Rawas, but that's, I think, the veteran experience right there. That is the LAN experience. That is the understanding that I'm a top 3 player in the world. And Yan came out and just dominated. Like, he absolutely was in Rawas's grill the entire time and didn't let up on his challenges. There was not a single moment in that game where he gave Rawas space.
And again, that was the choice from F16 to go into that 1v1. They didn't come out on top. So we go back to a 3v3, of course. If we keep going, we'll get a 2v2 as well later on. But F16 really do have to come out on top here in this next 3v3. And I think their first attempt at it wasn't a bad one. I think FURIA certainly came out a little bit faster. So hopefully F16 picks up the pace going into the next match. But just talking about the replays here, Yan, for a good chunk of that single game that we saw, boy, did he have the pressure on Rawas and just constricted the boost consumption from him. It was so tough for Rawas to break out.
You know, this entire game felt like a chess match, just constantly moving pieces around, and the respect that was given from both players to each other was certainly visible. But I was just incredibly impressed with Yan's commitment at basically every play, especially controlling possession on the goal line. There was 2 goals or so that he was able to capitalize on where he didn't let Rawas get out and get boost. Like, he was just sitting, circling like a piranha, just waiting for his chance, and he was able to find it. And that kind of confidence, that not only do you kind of, you know, take game 1 by force, you take game 2 as well. That kind of confidence really puts FURIA in a great spot to end up closing this thing out in another standard RLCS matchup and qualify for top 8.
And in a spot where I think a lot of people would have picked for Rawas to take down Yan there. And we don't get to see a lot of Yan in 1v1 as far as like show matches and stuff like that. And being able to really see it firsthand here at this LAN is really impressive from Yan. He is just so skillful and so creative behind the ball. And obviously that pressure really wore on Rawas as we jump into game number 3, potentially our last game, but not if Rawas has something to say about it here, as F16 start off a lot better here in game 3.
That was so quick, and you're going to need that response, right, just to get yourself back into this series. Cross the net, far post, speed up into the upper offensive third. Only killed 13 seconds. Not too bad.
Again, like I said, a better start here for F16. Getting that quick first punch out.
What's that, man?
As FURIA looking to respond. This one getting a little dicey. Now Clear is trying to buy himself some of his own space. Left side shot goes wide. Now Rawas maybe goes again. Good slow play, gets by 1. Needs a flip reset. And more. Follow-up is there, and a good block, but it still goes in off the post. Basil going to put it away, and F16 double up.
I really felt like he's just going to slot this, and he basically did. Puts it on perfect angle. And Basil's there for the security. Trusting your teammates in the right place, the right time. F16 have a 2-0 lead. And for FURIA, now comes the question where we ask them, okay, what are you going to do to respond now? Because, well, F16 just kind of run away with the start of this game.
And this is a much-needed kind of momentum boost, I think, for F16. Of course, still only a minute in, but just to go out ahead early, put that pressure on FURIA. They're trying to now chip away at this 2-goal lead. And they are putting some pressure on, but there has not been a quality chance for FURIA. Kaio can't follow it up either. Rawas off the back wall, an easy takeaway for him. And FURIA forced to restart. Oh my.
Dangerous towards the backboard. Starting to feel a little bit more open now as the offense begins to blossom. That's a dangerous recovery. Still in front of the net. Around. Rawas trying to play it. I think he was fighting Kaio in the corner. He was off the ceiling. What a pinch and a setup and a... Oh, if it lands, I had a sentence, but now I don't because it doesn't. A lot of time still in this one, but great defense from F16 and defense that they had in game 1. They just made some small inconsistencies in their reads that left the door open for FURIA, but Jan almost closed the door there.
That one off the inside corner. Basil gets a good demo there. That buys some space. Rawas now taking out himself. Kaio clears up quickly. Great challenge from Clears. Does this one drop? It's just a bit high, and somehow Card got that one to sneak out. F16 unrelenting. And FURIA coming up on halftime. Still scoreless. Maybe that's about to change. Double tap looming. Second down, and a good save by F16. It's keeping their slate clean.
The defense has been great. It really has been. Now, you're going to have twos coming up if F16 do win this. Trying to keep their series alive in their tournament, basically running in the upper bracket. If they lose this, they drop down to play FaZe Clan, so they're not out, but good shot, good slot. It's Card.
One back. And the first step in multiple steps they're going to need to take down F16 in this game 3. I think FURIA would love to finish this one out. I don't think you want to give what would be the Twins a chance in that 2v2 to claw their way back into this series. So I think if you're a FURIA fan, you're certainly rooting for them to close out and make the comeback here. But boy, it's been tough. F16 have really shored up. There's a second touch from Card, but can't get over it. FURIA certainly buying their time here. Yan under 1, a second touch and a good flip there, but the defense on the goal line, rock solid for F16.
This one will crane its way around. Sharply contested. Still out to midfield. Ross might have just helped FURIA if they could have reeled that one in. Finally, Will. I think that's Jan towards the ceiling. Gets it around one.
My.
Great reset. It's still in front of the box. Here's a demo. A bit of chaos right now past the midfield line into the blue half, but FURIA cannot convert that opportunity and back out for a counterattack.
It's crazy about Yan. He's always good for one flip reset. Every single time. He gets a little something extra on it. Even when he seems like he's so far behind the ball, he somehow makes it work. And that's a quality challenger. Ross, happy to be so quick to get back to that one. Coming up on a minute left. Despite the efforts from FURIA, as they've been ramping up here, F16 still in the lead. And maybe an extra touch, as that was a big touch from FURIA to break up that shot. Still F16 threatening. Now FURIA wants to take the sky. Kalirs says, nope, you're going to have to be a little bit more creative than the air dribble. As Yan says, fine, I'll just hit it over everyone. The pressure is certainly mounting here for FURIA. The back post shot won't be good enough to beat Rawas.
Under 30 to play. Series point right now for FURIA. For F16, trying to buy themselves a game 4 in a 2v2 matchup. They desperately need. They are flying upfield, and Card's going to try to stabilize with this one. Holding on possession, great challenge from F16. 10 seconds now. What do FURIA have left in the tank? Popping it high.
What
backboard. A chance. Another chance. The double tap will be there. FURIA really have nothing right now. They got to keep it up.
Got to go the length of the pitch. Yan out of boost. FURIA last chance. Kaio's got to keep this one up, and he does. No boost to work with, though, but it gets down, and almost a good shot there from FURIA, as it will be killed by Rawas. We will go to another game, and we'll see a 2v2.
You got to feel really happy about that performance. Just a complete turnaround compared to that first game, and what worked really well in game 1 translated to this one as well. They just cleaned up some of the defensive mistakes, and all of a sudden, bang, it feels like a new series. Now, granted, we are going to 2s now. Have a chance to talk things over if you are FURIA. I mean, given the fact that 1s was kind of the staple, naturally, I'm just thinking I feel a little bit better about their chances in 2s, looking at how cohesive and synergetic they looked in 3s. But I don't know, because the 1s was so kind of one-sided from Jan's POV.
Yeah, well, he certainly was in control, and I don't think we've seen much of a 2v2 coming out from FURIA. They've only played a single series. So we haven't seen... Oh, we did. We did see Card and Yan in game 4 against Owl. That was the only 2v2 we've seen. And honestly, that would be the 2 that I would send out if I'm FURIA here. Obviously, you're going to get the twins from F16. There's no doubt about that. And that's a deadly tandem. And I do think that they are probably favored in this matchup. But I do think that at the same time, the way Yan's been playing, especially after that 1v1 performance, that he's going to be making a big difference here in this 2v2 matchup.
Yeah, for sure. And you're going to need these consistent performances throughout for this series to go the distance to a game 5, which if it does, 1, opens up a whole new can of worms in a conversation. But I mean, if F16 can force this to another 3v3 matchup, I'm feeling confident about their chances, but I'm also feeling great about their defense. How long will it last? Not very, as Yan will put it away.
And a good start here for FURIA. And just the speed there to break down the defense. You can see a little double commit coming out from Kalirs Rawas as well. Not what you want if you're going to start this game off. And if the first goal is any indication, it's always been the team to come out on top. It's been quite strong, at least in the team game modes here. FURIA looking for a way out. Card has Yan. Wants to take it himself. A flip reset will do as he gets under 1. Still trying to get the bump on Rawas, but you can see the patience from him to not let him get that touch. FURIA still trying to threaten.
Great touch at midfield. Trying to poke it free. Punched out. There's Card. Waiting. Good shot. Better save. And the read on the defensive end. F16 not giving too much space up towards the goal line anymore for FURIA to work with. Now everybody is just flying around the field. A lot of boosts being burned. Yan going to escape as well individually.
It is kind of interesting. With the 2v2 game mode, sometimes you get really fast-paced games, other times very slow-paced. This one obviously changing hands very quickly. As F16 wanted to relieve pressure, FURIA will be happy to respond as they boom it down to the F16's corner, trying to take away some of the boosts. But F16 are all boosted up. Kalirs using all of his to chase after this one. No boost in the end on the follow-up. Now Yan, scary situation for the last man. Coming down, shot on target, big save. Follow-up there from Card, but can't get it on to frame. And F16 happy to get this one out.
Oh, I thought they were going to get maybe a touch off in the assist. Hold on now. Still dangerous. There's a pinch. It gets back to midfield. Card playing it. Yeah, I mean, we have been flying through this game too. Everybody at 100% all the time. Still looking for that first goal though.
at least for F16, and it could come here with Was. He's going to have to get a second touch. Follow up now for Kaliers as he doesn't want to go into the challenge. How about he just takes a shot? And I don't think FURIA saw that one coming. They come out on top with possession. Card over one, and he goes all the way to the post, but he can't get it inside the net. He had the defense beat. Still a 1-goal deficit.
It's a little bit too wide. Light touch. Back to Kaliers. There's a bump, and that is the opening that they wanted, and finally it comes true.
They finally get the bump to go, and you've seen this a lot here in this series. There's been a lot of bumps that have been coming out, especially from players that get close enough to the net, just to remove one of those players. So crucial in 2v2. And F16 finally on the board here. They look to build up a lead. I think this is exactly what we expected from this matchup, to be a bit back and forth and low scoring. And it's been, I think, tough since the initial goal for FURIA to break through. They've had a couple of good chances, but the defense of F16, well, it's been a little shaky. They've been able to turn away FURIA more often than not.
Ooh, oh my goodness. Still alive for FURIA. Back into the play, but is this the counterattack they need now? They have enough boost to get it out. That's going to get saved. It should. FURIA denied the second goal. Now a counterattacker of their own. This has been one of the faster games of twos we've seen so far today, just by pace of play. We are flying around the field, just zooming, having a great time. But Card, with 4 shots of his own and assist, looking for his first goal. Jan trying to set it up, but the pressure being applied from F16, relentless.
And even with the speed, one of the lower scoring ones, I would assume.
Yeah.
As it's only 2 goals here so far, 1 apiece. And I think that is, coming down to a lot of these challenges as well. Both sides have really shut each other down. This is a good pass, though. And maybe an opportunity. Lots of boost for Kaliers. Flip reset. Looking for a dunk. He can't get it to the left side. The defense holding strong from FURIA. That was a tough read. And they come out on top for now. Less than a minute to go.
They double committed, and it worked out because it just squeezed the ball around the post. Not a lot of time left. Starting to win some 50s for F16 now. Can't win that one. Card able to escape. He'll have possession. He can play this, but not a lot of boost. Quickly cleared away. How powerful a clear that was as well. Down to the ground, looking for a bump. It's going to get saved. Jan's going to make the stop and stand up strong against the push.
Not only did he dodge the demo, he stuck the tackle as well. Great work in that very tough situation. Now Kaliers. Card just takes it out from the sky, and now it's his dare dribble. Again, boost to work with here from his own corner. Flip reset. Not going to use it. 10 seconds left. FURIA looking to threaten one last time. That's not the touch I think Card wanted. Maybe it's F16 to have a good chance. This one coming down. Second touch! Kaliers! 0-second goal! F16 in the lead.
Oh my goodness. I love the reaction from the coach. That's how we're kind of all feeling inside. That's just a huge win at midfield. And we can see it developing. That 50 just leads way to a beautiful touch. And I want to see the replay so bad because my goodness, what a clutch goal and huge opportunity. And not only taking that 2v2, excuse me, but giving themselves a chance to play what I believe is our first game 5 of the day. And not only that, but you're going back to 3s, which this team just looks so confident in.
Absolutely insane way to end the 2v2, and one that was so back and forth. We talked about the speed of the game. Possession was changing hands so much, just kind of taking shots at each other, but here's the final touch.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
And it just barely snuck in. You kind of look at the clock, it's at 0, and somehow that didn't bounce, actually. I'm surprised. It still went in.
I thought it was a little bit. Nuts.
F16 coming out on top, and that was a fantastic way to end that game because I think F16 really started to turn it up there, and probably like the last minute or so, they looked a lot stronger. Yeah, they started winning more of their challenges at midfield. The 50s were going their way. There were great speed all the way around for FURIA, but F16 seemed that when everybody kind of put everything together and all engines were online, fired on all cylinders in that game number 4, and really went out and won that game. Shout out to, again, that 0-second goal was absolutely fantastic. But the biggest question was, if they can survive this game 2 and they can get it to a Champions Field,
How do we feel about their chances? Well, looking at just recently how they've played in games 1 and 3, I would say pretty good. Like, they have to feel like there is no reason they can't come out and just close this series down.
A final game, Spaceman.
Finally,
it's gone
game 5.
the distance. Some good work in the 1v1 from Yan, and the Twins get the job done in 2s. We go back to 3s for the final game. And for F16, they've got to be hyped up. Those 0-second goals, they do something for you. I think FURIA, they have to kind of shake that one off and regroup. 3s, again, I do think FURIA can really get something going in, but at the same time, it does feel like F16 have started to get their number. A Wasp trying to sneak it by the defense. Not going to happen, and FURIA forced to play from the midfield.
And the speed of the 2s has come into 3s real quickly. Here comes Kaio, right under the gut, able to get 2 to commit quickly. Into the corner we go. A lot of possessions here for FURIA, and there is a demo now, so a numbers advantage will be there for the boys in orange. Slight chain dash to a lead way to a potential center. Pops up for a pass, no one around to meet it. If you're F16, you're happy that your defense has played as well as it has because it's kept you in the series. And for Clears, trying to maintain possession, but FURIA denying that.
FURIA looking for an opportunity here. Feels like goals are coming at a premium in the last few games. Card, not going to get back to it. F16, time for them to ramp up their attack. Wasp, what's the second touch? That one went dangerously far across the net. You really can't afford those second touches off the backboard if you're FURIA. F16 will knock them down, and vice versa, honestly, with the way FURIA has been playing.
That's a great touch. No one around. FURIA being a little bit hesitant and patient to wait for that extra push. Jan now trying off the sidewall. 2 still around midfield. Great shot, and it's in front of the net.
Wow.
Still alive there, and blocked away and saved. Another one on target, and Jan waits and punishes from the outer wing.
Look at this pass. This is brilliant from Kaio. Not forcing the shot. Saw Jan all the way back between the box and the midfield to set up a better shot on target. That's brilliance coming out from FURIA.
That's that expertise on land that you're not going to get anywhere else other than playing these types of games. And FURIA knows almost better than, well, anybody right now what that's like. We'll see if they can keep it going.
It's just selflessness too.
Trusting your teammates to make the play. That's all it boils
Kaio
down to.
had more than a decent opportunity to maybe score that one, but to trust your teammate with the shot and let that play develop, let it cook just a little bit longer. Again, communication on point for FURIA in that play, and you know, as we've been talking about goals, they've been tough to come by here. So FURIA certainly in the driver's seat at the moment.
Able to get that look to land, it's going to be a 2-0 game for FURIA. Just a tiny bit off target. A good shot nonetheless, though, and the selection's been much better in this game 5 than it has been in games 1 and 3 for FURIA. But there also hasn't been that many shots. 3 so far for Rawas. Trying to convert that into a goal. He'll get the back pad, so resources certainly available. They're looking for the counterattack to begin. Quick challenge from FURIA, still alive in that offensive third, and now putting pressure on. It's going to be Basil who tries to take it out from the midfield, juggling on his lonesome, and Card cuts it down.
Feels like at some points F16 kind of get ahead of themselves a little bit. FURIA, another great pass, left side shot. Look at the placement from Kaio to put that one away. They double up.
Absolutely nasty. Beautiful read and beautiful placement throughout. FURIA with the 2-0 lead, closing in on 60 seconds to play. Kaio, a goal, 3 shots, an assist, and a save to his name. Just a fantastic game 5.
You got to think all of Brazil was screaming at that goal, not just FURIA. And now the work cut out for F16. A lot of expectation on this team after their day 1 performance. They've got to dig deep in this final minute.
You're going to need a goal, I'd say, right about now. Within the next 10 seconds, just to give yourself some time to breathe a little, to orchestrate a play. And, you know, they're playing good defense. They're playing or attempting great offense. just hasn't been there. Maybe a chance. Double tap.
Clears.
Straight down.
Oh, my.
Clears in game 5. F16 are right back.
And they're happy to see that one drop, and a crucial goal to go in for Clears. As the second touch was looming for so long, F16 have a chance here in the final 40 seconds.
Well, you get it in the last 10. Now you got a lot of time to play with. FURIA trying to deny an equalizer, but here comes Clears. Win the 50, down to the ground. Roas can't win the one-on-one. Front blocker gets out in front, and that is an open net, and that is a game 5 slowly being put away.
You can't give Yan a free one. And Basil's touch, I don't know if that's what he meant, what he was going for, if he was just trying to bring it down, or maybe he thought he had a teammate next to him. Either way, that was not what you wanted. It was perfectly set up for Yan. FURIA, 22 seconds away from sending F16 down to phase.
Off the kickoff, you need Rawaz. You need him to hit at least a double tap to set up a center. It will be there. There's a bump out. And now you send the house. You got no choice but to, but with 10 seconds to go, do you have enough time? Maybe. Clears is far upfield, but FURIA denying it, keeping it in possession, and with that, it will be done. It's FURIA who take it in game 5, and F16 will go down to play.